What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel and on to the 5th episode of my old school RuneScape Ironman playthrough series. We've been leveling everything somewhat equally so far, and I wanted to do a little bit of cleaning up on my skills to get everything in at least the combat category somewhat closer to equal, around the neighborhood of level 20. Not for any particular reason other than my own turbo autism or whatever it is. We ended last time in Draenor, so we might as well net shrimps up until level 20, skipping past the bait fishing and just going for shrimp and then anchovies at 15, being sure that we cook and bank everything that ends up successful. It's been at least a few years since I did skilling like this, so I'm actually excited to see if all of the old spots are still populated by people in free-to-play servers. I have noticed people chopping willows in Draenor, which has definitely always been a thing, but I'm excited for when we get a higher fishing level so we can go cage lobsters on Karamja. That's a really annoying grind to do, but it was always fun to hear the conversations that people would have while we all clicked away at the fishing spots. Once we're finished fishing, it seems like a good idea to work on some of the more annoying skills, so we decide on crafting and magic. Before we get started, we'll need a set of wizard gear, so we head over to the wizard's tower with tons of shrimp and fight them until we loot a robe, even though we don't really have any business trying to fight them quite yet. After using up a ton of the shrimp that we've banked, trying to take these guys out, I wasn't paying attention and got my ass kicked for the first time. Good thing we aren't playing ultimate mode. My attention span definitely isn't suited for that at all. Anyways, from here we grab our runes, head to the magic shop in Port Sarim for a hat, and then to the magic shop in Varrock for an earth staff, and completing our set with a blue skirt and a cape from the clothing shop. While we're here, we have 2 unused frog tokens, so we can complete that outfit with the headpiece and grab another one as a spare. Once we're all geared up, we head back to Falador to fight cows with Earthstrike, being sure to collect all of the bones to bury for prayer XP and grabbing the hides to collect in the bank deposit box down in the port. I decided to not really bother with the meat this time around since fishing tends to be a better option for gaining cooking XP, and we're mainly concerned with collecting as many of these hides as we can. Now that we are out of runes, we head to Al Kharid to begin making leather, which will turn into various pieces of clothing and armor. We already looted a body piece and boots out in the world, so the only thing we'll need to craft for our own use in ranged training is a coif, chaps, and vambraces. Back in Varrock, we begin selling off all of the extra leather armor that we crafted. And with the earnings, we upgrade our short bow from Tutorial Island to an oak short bow and buy as many bronze arrows as we can afford to. With our fresh set of ranged gear equipped, we head to the monastery to fight monks until we run out of arrows or hit 20 ranged, whichever happens first. While training ranged, I began to remember how much I liked the particular playstyle of ranging, and while we aren't on a mission to become a super hardcore PKer or anything like that, I'm going to make a mental note that it might be fun to try sort of specializing to some extent in ranged, opting to make this character into a build of sorts. Maybe like a tanky ranger or, something weird and unique to keep things interesting. And to wrap things up, we head to Lumbridge to fight a metric shit ton of giant rats in the swamp to get all of our melee skills up to 20, of course in Chad mode without any food. We're about to the point where we need to upgrade our melee gear, so I think we'll have to go hard on mining and smithing so we can make ourselves some steel equipment, rather than wasting the little money that we do have on gear. That's going to be quite the grind, and I can't really imagine the next episode being very entertaining, so I'll see if I can come up with any creative ways to edit when we get to that point. The current format that I'm doing is entertaining for me personally, but I'm not sure if that's the case for the viewer. These episodes haven't really been action-packed by any means, but more along the lines of ASMR or just a sort of vibe situation. So yeah, we'll see what happens as time goes on, maybe a live stream or something like that. But OSRS is kind of a weird game to be making casual content in, since a lot of the gameplay loops are just kind of clicking on stuff without a whole ton of super entertaining things happening. But hey, for me it's the little things like the sound effects, the music, and the nostalgia. Okay, so after all of that training, here's a look at all of our skills, which total up to 319, and our combat level is now sitting at 26. That's all for today. I hope this one wasn't too boring or anything. Be sure to like this video and sub to the channel if you enjoyed and want to stay in the loop with future episodes. Until next time.